Hi there. Well, today's video is going to be all about my current favorite hair products. I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite cleansers, my styling products, and then a couple of tools that I like to use. I'm not going to talk about all of my heat styling tools because I've mentioned those a couple times in other videos. I will link down below anything that I've reviewed for you before, like my hairdryer, the Rusk Speed Freak. I did a full review video on that, so I will link to that down below. But I did want to talk to you about the shampoos and conditioners that are my current rotation, the styling products that I really enjoy, and then a couple of hair brushes and things that I use on a regular basis. So let me start by talking about my hair type. My hair is very fine and thin. I wouldn't say it's incredibly thin, but so I have kind of, I wouldn't say a lot of fine hair, but just sort of an average amount, I guess. I'll kind of turn around here for you. So it's just, I don't know, it's kind of limp and lifeless on its own. I have to do a lot to add volume, and I have definitely discovered over the years that less is more for my hair. I've tried all sorts of gels and mousses, all sorts of things. Sometimes the mousse would be too drying on my hair and create a lot of static, and then it also would not give me any volume or lift. Gels definitely didn't work. Those were just way too heavy for my hair and made it very crunchy at the roots. I've just tried so many different things, and I finally had to learn that I need to be really selective about what I use and not use a lot of it. I need to add a little bit of texture and lift to my hair, and so I think I've kind of figured out a way to do that, also with some different techniques and things I've learned here on YouTube. So I'm just going to talk to you about that, so it kind of gives you an idea of the type of hair that I'm working with. Let me start by talking about the cleansers that are my current rotation, because for me, I find that my hair works best if it kind of doesn't know what to expect from me. If I don't use the same shampoo too many days in a row, if I rotate a lot, that seems to be how I can get more consistency from my hair, which is what I think we're all looking for. We all want our hair to respond the same way every day. So let me start with some of the more high-end, I guess, shampoos that I have. I only have a couple, but I really like these. I was not someone that really felt like spending more on shampoo and conditioner was really worth it until I found these, but I don't like to use them every day, mostly because they're expensive and because I like to rotate, but you can get a really good deal on these at Ulta. So the first thing that I like to use is the Matrix Biolage Advanced. This is the Fiber Strong. It has intrasilane and bamboo. This is for fragile hair. I would say that this shampoo is probably the thing that I've noticed has made the most difference in my hair. It's given my hair a lot of strength and a lot of shine, and it just feels like it's really made my hair less fragile when it comes to styling. And of course, I didn't notice anything right away, but over time, as I've been using this, I've really noticed an improvement in the quality of my hair. As my hair was growing out from having my highlights and coloring done, I could just see so much shine to it, and this doesn't weigh my hair down, so I really feel like this has been a great product to make my hair a little bit healthier and stronger. So this is something I will definitely repurchase. I bought this, I think it was in July, when Ulta has their jumbo sizes on sale, so you can get a really good deal on these, and to me this one is absolutely worth it. If it's something that is important to you, this is paraben free, so just a note there on that. And then I bought this separately. I'm not sure exactly why I didn't get the Fiber Strong conditioner, but there must have been some reason at the time. But my conditioner is also a Biolage product, and this is the Volume Therapy Soy Boost. These two in combination together work very well. This has a nice amount of conditioning moisture to it, but it doesn't weigh my hair down. I use this primarily at the ends. I don't use conditioner at the roots of my hair. I just put it from about halfway on my hair down, and I do this every time that I wash my hair. I should mention really quickly, when I shampoo, I don't always shampoo all the way through my hair. My hair's really oily, especially at my scalp, so I do have to wash my scalp every day. I can get away with a sock bun if I'm going to be home, but frankly, it just doesn't look very good because it is so greasy right around the sides of my hair. Excuse me. So I do shampoo, but I only shampoo all of my hair maybe twice a week, and then the other times I just shampoo at the roots, and then I will condition about halfway down. So those are the two sort of more pricey items that I like to use, and then I mix in some drugstore items. So I also did a review on this, and I will link to this below, but I am a really big fan of this Dove Advanced Series Oxygen Moisture for fine flat hair. This is something that I use quite a bit. I just feel like this is the best cost-effective shampoo and conditioner set that I have ever used. It doesn't dry out my hair. It doesn't give it that squeaky clean kind of feel. It feels very clean, but it doesn't give me that dried out kind of squeakiness where I can't comb through it. Because my hair is very fine, it's incredibly difficult to comb through when it's wet. And I find that this doesn't make it more difficult for me like some other things have, some other volumizing type products. So this is a staple and something I will continue to repurchase. I just love this. And then recently I purchased the conditioner that goes along with it. So this is the same Oxygen Moisture for fine flat hair. I think this is not a deep conditioner, but I do think this is a really great solid conditioner, and I use it the same way, just from about halfway through, really focusing on the roots of my hair. And I think it does a fantastic job, so I really like, you know, combining these things. And then another shampoo that I have that I work into my rotation probably once every couple weeks. I don't do any of these things on any sort of set schedule. I just sort of try to remember, oh, I used the Dove yesterday, so let me use the Biolage today. But this is something that I do try to remember every, I would say, 10 days to 2 weeks. This is the Pantene Clarifying Shampoo. It says it removes styling buildup and residue. So I like to go in with this every once in a while and just make sure that I am removing any buildup that I might have from my styling products and hairspray. And again, this is also pretty gentle. It feels gentle to me. It doesn't strip my hair as well, so I don't really notice any difference in the way that my hair feels as far as moisture when I add this into the rotation. But I do notice that I seem to keep a lot more fluffiness and volume in my hair when I use this periodically. Now, I rarely need a very deep conditioner. My hair doesn't get all that dried out, but I do have one that I really love. This came to me in an Allure Beauty box a really long time ago, and I've mentioned this to you before, I'm pretty sure, but this is the Carol's Daughter Minoy Repairing Hair Mask. I have very little of this left because I don't use it that often, and I use little small amounts. But this is a great deep conditioner. I would not recommend it if you have fine hair to use before you have an event. I use this when I know that I don't need my hair to have extra volume or fluffiness the next day, because this is a deep conditioner. It does make my hair extremely hydrated and smooth and sleek, but I'm not going to get like a lot of fluffiness or volume out of my hair if I use this. It does smell incredible. If you love this smell of Minoy oil, this is heavenly. I just love it. But it is something that I do kind of have to use strategically, so just to be aware of that. Okay, for my everyday styling products, I have them all here in this tote. I've done a video on this before, but this is from Hobby Lobby. This is just a craft organization tote, but I keep this underneath my bathroom sink, and I love having everything there. And then when I want to, I can bring this out by the handles and set it on my bathroom counter or wherever I want to do my hair, so I love that. Okay, so let's get started with some of these styling products that I use. So on the theme of less is more with my hair, I have found a mousse that I absolutely love, and to be honest with you, I wasn't even going to try it, but for some reason I did. This also came with my most recent Allure Beauty box. I love that thing because you get such a good chance to try things you wouldn't normally buy, and I wouldn't have bought this based on my experience with hair mousses. This is the Not Your Mother's Whip It Up Cream Styling Mousse. This feels exactly like Cool Whip in your hand. It doesn't take a lot. Let me go ahead and actually show you about how much I use. So I give it a really good shake, and then, oops, I don't use a lot of this. That's it. That's all I use for all of my hair. And what I do is just put a little bit of this into my hand, and then I use my other hand and I go through my wet hair and just put a little on this side, a little on this side, on the top. Then I flip it over and go underneath, and I just kind of work it through and then take a wide tooth comb and just make sure I kind of brush through to get it everywhere. But this, it says it builds body, thickens strands, tames frizz, and it's non-sticky. I don't know about the thickening of the strands, but my hair does get a lot of nice fluffiness when I use this. I am not kidding. I was so surprised by this. I would say it does build some body in my hair. It doesn't give it like a lot of texture. My hair actually feels very soft, but it feels really nice and fluffy. That's the only way I can describe it. And it is definitely not sticky and does not dry out my hair like other mousses have. And I believe you can find this at, I haven't had to buy it yet, honestly, because it came in my Allure Beauty box, but I think you can find this at Walmart or at least through Walmart online, and I want to say it was under $10, so it's not a lot, so it's definitely something I will repurchase. This stuff is fantastic, and I am so glad that I gave it a shot because I really didn't think I would. Okay, so another way that I like to add a little bit of texture to my hair just to give it a little bit more volume and boost is with any sort of hairspray or dry shampoo. The one that I like that I find isn't too heavy for my hair is, this is a dry shampoo. This is the L'Oreal Everstyle. This is the Energizing Dry Shampoo. On occasion, and I don't use this all the time, but if I know that my hair, if I maybe am going to try to wait through the next day, maybe not shampoo, I know that I want to try to give my hair a break, I will spray this on my hair as soon as it's dry just to give it a little bit of extra oomph and also to help it maybe absorb some oil overnight so that my hair won't look quite as greasy the next day. I don't think it gives volume like this mousse does, but it does give your hair a little extra something, which is kind of nice without it being too much. It doesn't weigh my hair down. So this is something that I do like to keep on hand, and I love the smell of this thing. I should mention the mousse is really sweet. It kind of feels like Cool Whip and smells like Cool Whip, but I don't notice it in my hair once it's been dried and styled. Another way that I like to use volume is, or to add volume and texture, is with hairspray. So one of the ones that I keep on hand at all times is the Tresemme. This says extra firm control. I don't find that to be the case for me. I feel like it's a really, really light hold. So to me, this isn't as good for styling my hair unless I just want a really bit of minimum hold. I'm trying to go through some travel sizes that I have right now and use these up, but I do really like this for adding texture. So another way that I will do that is once my hair is dry, I will flip it over and spray this all over and kind of lift up my hair and spray around, and then once it's dried for just a few seconds, this dries pretty quickly, I'll just brush through my hair and it gives me just a little bit of extra grip. If you have fine hair, you know that your hair can be really slippery. Sometimes that makes it a little bit harder to tease, to get volume, to hold in hair clips and rubber bands and things like that. So this gives me just a little bit of extra texture to my hair. I've found that a lot of the texturizing sprays just don't work. They're just too heavy for my hair, but that's a way that I can do it without actually weighing my hair down. Okay, something else, and I probably should have mentioned these as part of my when my hair's wet portion of the program, but this again is something that came in a Allure Beauty box. This is the Aloxi Conditioning Detangler. I again look for a very lightweight detangler, but my hair is really difficult to comb through when it's wet, so I always like to have a detangler, and I will just mostly spray this on, again, the lower half of my hair, and then I always start at the bottom, working out the tangles, and then move my way up to minimize breakage. But I've also used a Pantene product that I really like. I think that was in a recent empties video. It was just a lightweight leave-in type conditioner detangler, and this is the same thing. So as far as price goes, this is more expensive, so I don't know that I find it to be better than the Pantene. The Pantene's probably what I would repurchase, but I do really like this. I do think it's a great product, and I'm glad to be able to have it while I do. So, but if you're interested, this is something really nice. Okay, one other styling product that I use, and again, this is something that I use as a less is more theory and only on the bottom half of my hair, but this is the Redken Satin Wear number 2. This is a heat protectant, which is what I use it for, and it also gives my hair a little bit more shine after I heat style. So I use a very small amount of this. It doesn't require any shaking. I'm shaking anyway. But it's kind of a runny texture, so it's very, very lightweight. But I just use a very small amount of it, maybe a dime size, rub it through my hands, and then put it around the ends of my hair, and again comb through with my wide tooth comb just to make sure I've gotten it everywhere. But I just use that mainly to protect my hair from blow drying and heat styling. Okay, now let's talk about a couple of hairsprays. So as I mentioned, I always keep the Tresemme on hand, but then I have a couple other that I really enjoy. This one I love, but I don't know that I'm going to repurchase it. This is the Pureology Color Stylist Supreme Control. I had gotten a sample again in a lower beauty box of this, and so I really love it. It sprays a very, very fine mist, and I get a nice amount of hold, but it dries quickly so I can brush through it, which I really love. That to me is what I look for in a hairspray: quick drying and the ability to comb through it and then start over if you need to. This also will give me a little bit of texture in my hair, but this can be a little bit more pricey. I think it's between $20 and $25 at Ulta. I purchased a backup of this recently only because I got it on a really good sale. I think it was during their 20% off. So I splurged at the time, and while I really love it, I am going to try to find something that's maybe comparable at a better price point. But if you don't mind paying more and you enjoy the high-end hair products, this to me is a fantastic hairspray and I really enjoy it. And then on the more affordable side of things, I think I just mentioned this in my favorites video, but if you need a very strong hold hairspray, this is brushable, but it's not ideal. It's not as ideal as this is for brushing through. But when you're ready to lock in your style, especially in updo, this L'Oreal Lock It Bold Control hairspray is fantastic. For me, this replaced my John Frieda Frizz Ease, the anti-humidity spray that I used to use. That was forever clogging at the nozzles, so while it gave me that really firm hold that I wanted, it was just not very much fun to work with. It was a very serious hold, and this is too. So I would recommend this more for once you have your style set and you're happy with it, then go ahead and spray it on. What I did today is I got my hair how I want it styled, and then I'm always trying to keep this portion sort of back and out of my face, especially when I'm filming. So then that's when I take this and spray it on once I know that's where I want it and I really want it to stay back and away from my face. Otherwise, if I want a little bit more flexibility and I want to have the option of brushing through it, I will go to my Pureology. Okay, so now let's move on to a few tools. So I've mentioned to you a couple times during this video about my wide tooth comb. This is one that I purchased at Sally Beauty Supply years ago, and I could not be without this, especially for combing through my wet, fine hair. This thing is great. It's also really good for working any of these styling products that I use, the mousse and the Redken, for working those through my hair. So I love this thing, and I couldn't be without it. I have two of them actually for different places. And then a couple other brushes that I use. So this first one, this is Conair, and I'm pretty sure I purchased this at Walgreens a while back. It was under $10, but it has a really nice rubberized grip on it, so it's easy to hold on to. This is actually kind of like a squishy gel. But why I like this is because it's got really wide bristles, and if you've got fine sort of oily hair, I try to avoid using a brush. I have this one that I was going to talk to you about. This has a combination of synthetic and natural bristles, which is great for one purpose I'm going to talk about, but for every day, this pulls too much oil from my scalp throughout the rest of my hair. So this is really good for smoothing things out, but when I just want to brush through my hair just for everyday styling and I don't want to pull any extra oils down and smooth out my hair too much, I'd like to use this because of the wide teeth on it. But, and also, if you like to blow dry with something like this, I don't use it for that, but it does have the vented areas here at the back so your heat will move through. I don't find this gives a good bend to my hair, but I am going to show you what I do use. So I've had this forever and a day, and I try to clean it up, but so please excuse all my ratty hair on here. But this is also from Sally Beauty Supply. I think it was under $10. This is the Ceramic Tools by Gilbert, I guess. This is a 3-inch round brush. I like to use a much larger round brush for this type of style that I want to get for my hair. This gives me a really nice bend, so I will use my hairdryer with a directional nozzle and then hold it up, and then I will get really close to my roots and just, you know, work this through and blow dry my hair. I start underneath and then work my way around to the front. But if you use a smaller one, you're going to get a much sharper bend in your hair. And what I am trying to go for, it doesn't always work, but what I'm trying to go for is a nice volumized, sort of a soft, subtle bend. I want to have volume here and then be sort of rounded. And so for that, I need a bigger round brush. And this is the one that I've been using forever. And then finally, just a couple more things I wanted to mention. So as I'm always trying to build volume in my hair, I like to do a bit of teasing right here at the roots and just down a little ways to sort of give me that nice rounded shape. And this is a fantastic comb that I also found at Sally's. This was on sale at the time for 99 cents, but I think it's normally $1 and change. This is the Tool Structure, and that's the only name it has. It's got a number, 502299, but it's just called Tool Structure. And what I like about this is that it's got, you can't really tell from here, but it's got a couple sets of teeth. So it's got this longer set here, and it's double lined, and then down in the middle there's also a shorter set of bristles. So you're getting a lot of really good teasing from this. So I love this for back combing my hair and getting a little bit of volume. I also use this when I'm wearing my hair in a sock bun. I will use this to tease my ponytail a little bit to help me get that bun going and hold a little bit better. But I also like that I can separate my hair with the rat tail end and do parts and section out my hair if I want to curl something. So this is a great all-purpose comb for me. And then finally, just something that I found kind of recently. There was, I really need something for my hair as far as holding ponytails that won't slip out. And I've been using a Goody product for a while, but I really wasn't happy with it. And they recently came out with these, or at least I found them recently, these Goody Slide Proof. They say all day hold. These are elastic bands with a bit of non-slip rubber in them. The older version had the rubber in it they were a lot, how I want to say it, they were a lot like more nubby, and it kind of made for a weird bun. It would actually make my bun stay out from my head, and it was a little bit strange. These are a lot more low profile. They're much smoother, but they do give me nice grip, and I feel like they hold a little bit tighter. The bands might actually be a little bit smaller in circumference. So these really do a good job of holding my ponytails and my buns exactly where I want them, but they are hard to find. I think I found these at Walmart, but I've looked everywhere for them, and these particular ones can be hard to find, but just look for Goody Slide Proof if you need something like that, and hopefully you can find them. So that's it. Those are all of my cleansers and styling products and a couple tools that I wanted to share with you. I hope that you found this video helpful. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.